Hamadan is a city so ancient that it is mentioned in texts that date back to 1100 BC, and it is a city so modern that it was designed in 1928 by German architects and urban planners to resemble the spokes of a hexagram. Farojan is a serene and scenic village that lies just outside Hamadan. You need a bit before you actually realize what a beautiful place you have walked into. It is a piece of heaven, similar or even better than the fairy tale locations that we hear in stories as children. It is my quest through the Lost Legends series that takes me to these places. This place in the Alavand mountains is actually a trek trail, and I seem to be the only one trekking that morning, on my way to the shrine of Imamzadeh Mohsen-e-Kuh, or Mohsen of the mountain. There were 5 major migrations of the Ahlul Bayt or the Sadat to Iran over the course of time. Mohsen-e-Kuh arrived along with Sultan Ali of Mashhad-e-Erdehal, son of Imam Muhammad Baqir a.s., during the time of the second major migration. This migration began as a result of the extreme persecution of the Sadat at the hands of Hajjaj bin Yusuf and the children of Marwan, and it continued till the beginning of the Abbasid dynasty. Imamzadeh Mohsen-e-Kuh was one of the greatest Sadat to have migrated to Iran. Like Imam Muhammad Baqir a.s. and Imamzadeh Abdullah Mahaz, he was a Hassani and a Hussaini Sayyid. From the paternal side, he was the great-grandson of Imam Hassan a.s., and from the maternal side, he was the grandson of Imam Zainul Abidin a.s., son of Imam Hussain a.s. The names of his father and grandfather were Aliun Naqi and Hussain Tamar, respectively. His mother, Lady Khadija alias Jafar, was the real sister of Zayd al-Shahid, the famous son of Imam Zainul Abidin a.s., who led a revolt against the tyrannical Umayyad dynasty. And their mother was a noble lady from India named Joadai Sindhi. Historian Bebaghi says that it was his arrival that brought heavenly joy and spirituality to Hamadan. The locals believe that the sweet-scented breeze that blows in the valley is due to his sacred presence. He taught hundreds of traditions of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. For the people of the hills, he was a teacher and a guide, a symbol of resistance against the unjust caliphate. He was a leader and a general who maintained 400 horsemen and led several rebellions against the establishment of the Abbasid Caliphate. Like his maternal grandfather Imam Zainul Abidin a.s., Imamzadeh Mohsen-e-Kuh was a great worshipper, and his mother herself bore witness to this fact. When the news of his martyrdom reached her, she cried and recited a mournful elegy, saying, "O the son of a pious man, after my father I never saw any worshipper such as you. O my son, on the day of resurrection I will lament about you to my mother Fatima, peace be upon her." Imamzadeh Mohsen-e-Kuh came to Hamadan as an emissary of Imam Muhammad Baqir a.s. and Imam Jafar as-Sadiq a.s., which meant that he invited the people towards the path of the Ahlul Bayt. He was the face of true religion, and this made him a danger to the establishment. Mohsen-e-Kuh was killed by the soldiers of the first Abbasid Caliph Abdullah Saffah in the valley of Maman Sharud. When his body was brought to Farojan, the officers of the government hindered in his burial, but the governor of Hamadan rejected them, saying, "We respect those who are respected by Allah." He even recited the funeral prayer or namaz-e-janaza, but Mohsen-e-Kuh's body did not accept the soil until 2 horsemen appeared who gave him ghusl and recited his funeral prayer once again. Bebaghi writes that these horsemen were Prophet Muhammad and Imam Jafar as-Sadiq a.s., peace be upon them. My message to the viewers is this: share his story with your family and friends, and if you can make it, then make it to the holy shrine of Imamzadeh Mohsen-e-Kuh, the oldest maternal grandson of Imam Zainul Abidin a.s. Hamadan is a 5 hours drive from Qum, so yes, you will have to come finding. But then again, that is exactly what Ziyarat is all about. There is another great personality buried inside this shrine. I will reveal in my next documentary of the Lost Legends series. You will realize that my documentaries are not simply a reminder of our past. In fact, they belong to the future. Salams to all.